Alright, guys, IVE is back with their third EP, IVE Empathy, and there's a lot to unpack here. So here we go, honest K-pop album review by Classic Korea. Since their debut, IVE has made confidence their signature, both in sound and attitude. They have built a solid track record, blending sleek, retro-inspired elements with sharp, modern production. Their latest release, IVE Empathy, takes that formula and pushes further, expanding beyond self love into themes of connection, understanding, and as the title suggests, empathy. It's a bold move, but does the album pull it off? Well, mostly. The album kicks off with the track Rebel Heart, and right away you can tell that this is IVE trying something new. It's big, it's anthemic, and it trades their usual stand tall alone message for something more collective, more together. The marching band style percussion, commanding vocals, and uplifting energy make it one of IVE's most powerful openers to date. It's a statement piece, and it works. Then there's Attitude, the other title track, and this is where things get interesting. It's undeniably catchy. The Tom Diner sample is instantly recognizable. And it gives the song a strong hook. But while Rebel Heart feels like a step forward in IVE's storytelling, Attitude leans back into their usual self-assured energy rather than fully embracing the album's theme of connection. It's a solid track on its own, but in the grand scheme of IVE Empathy, it doesn't feel as thematically locked in as Rebel Heart. Now, IVE and retro go hand in hand, I think, and this album proves it again. Flu brings a smooth, disco-tinged groove, effortlessly stylish and polished. This one is my favorite track, by the way. And You Wanna Cry, which is a reimagination of Whitney Houston's I Wanna Dance with Somebody, flips the original into something moodier, more introspective, and surprisingly emotional. It works because it doesn't just rely on nostalgia, it builds on it, creating something fresh. But there's a fine line between using retro as a strength and relying on it too much. Attitude straddles that line. It's fun, it's polished, but because it leans so heavily on its sample, it doesn't feel as distinctively IVE as something like Afterlike, where they reworked I Will Survive into a track that still felt fresh and original. Now, tucked toward the end of the album, Thank You is an interesting track. It leans into a softer, dreamier R&B sound with warm, almost wintry vibes. It's a gentle moment that adds emotional depth, but in the context of IVE Empathy, its placement feels slightly off. With this sentimental tone, Thank You would have made a great closer, in my opinion, wrapping up the album on a reflective note. Instead, it's sandwiched between more high energy tracks like Attitude and You Wanna Cry, which makes it feel a little disconnected. But as a standalone song, it's a nice change of pace and a reminder that IVE can pull off softer, more intimate moments just as well as their bolder, statement making anthems. Now, one of IVE's biggest improvements over time has been their vocal performance, and this album highlights that growth. Songs like You Wanna Cry and TKO let the members lean into their natural vocal colors, and it pays off. There's more warmth, more emotion, and more confidence in their delivery. That said, Attitude doesn't always showcase their voices in the best way. Some members like Wonyoung and Lee Seo shine in low registers, but the track pushes them into higher ranges where they don't sound as comfortable. It's not a deal breaker, but it does make you wonder what Attitude might have sounded like with a slightly different arrangement. Now, to summarize, IVE Empathy is an album full of ambition and it's an exciting step in the group's evolution. It's clear they're in a transition phase, moving from individualistic empowerment to a broader, more inclusive message. Some songs fully embrace that shift, while others feel like they belong to IVE's previous era. That being said, this album isn't a misstep at all. It's an exploration, and I love the album altogether. And considering how well IVE has navigated their career so far, it's exciting to see them experimenting, refining, and figuring out what's next. If anything, IVE Empathy proves that IVE is still growing, still shaping their sound, and still setting themselves apart in the industry. So, what do you guys all think? Was this album a win, or do you think IVE still has more ground to cover? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.